I think it's Mishnah Tez Zayin. Orlah Perik Beis, Mishnah Tez Zayin. All right. So continuing with the mixtures, with the whole situation about mixtures. So chaticha shel kotche kotchem. You have a piece of kotche kotchem. All right. Now that kotche kotchem is obviously not allowed to be eaten by Yisrael. All right. So if you have a piece of kotche kotchem meat, v'shel pigel, v'shel noisar, and then you have pigel, and you have noisar, which a kohen can't eat, right? Pigel is if the kohen shechted it and thinks about like making it puzzle. Right? So if those were all mixed together, shenis bashlu im chatichas, and it got cooked, it actually got cooked together. So it wasn't just a mixture, but there was enough chulin to be mavatal the kotche kotchem, or to be mavatal the pigel, or to be mavatal the noiser, but not all of them together. Right? Meaning, it's just a continuation of what we learned last week. Each one of these things, by independently, will be batal, will be nullified. But when you put them all together, and all together they're isurim, they're just different types of isurim, they're not batal. So the Mishnah says, also Lazarim Yisrael is not allowed to eat it, because the whole thing, all of them are also to them. The kachim are also, pigel is also, and the nicer is leftover karbanis. Umutter lekayhanim, but it's mutter lekayhanim because the kachim is mutter for them. It's just the pigel and the nicer that are also. So there's enough chulin to be mavatal them, then it's okay. Reb Shimon matir lezarim v'lekayhanim, but Reb Shimon says it's mutter to the zarim and the kayhanim, which is Reb Shimon l'shitasai, that we never combine two isurim together. All right. So that's Mishnah Tez Zayin. So again, if you have Yachatich of kotche kotchem that got cooked together with pigel and noisa, and right, it got all together. So then, but he couldn't be all of them together would not be batal, but individually would be batal. So it's a machlokes. Tanakama says the kohen's allowed to eat it, and the Yisrael can't eat it. And Reb Shimon says no, it's mutter because two different isurim don't cancel each other out. That's Mishnah Tezayin. Now Mishnah Yudzayin to finish off this long parak. Basar kotche kotchem, basar kotchem kalim. The basar of kotche kotchem and kotchem kalim. Shenis bashlu and basar atayva. That got cooked together with basar that's basar atayva. It's a good. It was actually a Rashi in this past week's parsha that we shouldn't eat. We shouldn't eat basar. We should take it easy on basar, as Rashi said this past week's parsha. So we're calling it basar atayva. Right? So asur latameim umutar latahirim. So it's asur for those that are tamei, because they're both. If somebody's tamei is not allowed to eat kotchem, not kotche kotchem, and not kotche kalim. Right? And so it's also latameim umutar latahirim, and is mutar for those that are tar. Right? So the same. Here there's no machlokes. Right? Even according to Reb Shimon, it's also for Tameim because they're combined. They're the same. Kotche kotchem kalim are the same issur. Right? They're both kotchem and they're both also. So that's where Reb Shimon doesn't disagree. Okay, Musa. Okay, continuing in Chiyuve Koris in the Shari Tshuva. It's Kuf. Yeah, Kuf Chav Gimel. We're talking about people that are Chayiv Koris. Right? And it says we're talking about like people that are chayav koros that still survive. So Amar Zechon Levracha, Amar Rabbi Yoshia, Bnei Shloisha Dvarim Hakadosh Baruch Hu Marach Panim Im Harishon Ba'olam Hazeh. Because of three things, Hashem is Marach Panim, meaning he literally means he shows a long face, but meaning he doesn't get angry. In Rishon Ba'olam Hazeh, Hashem Yasu Tshuva. One is perhaps they'll do Tshuva. Or Yasu Mitzvah Shakadosh Baruch Hu Yishan Scharon Ba'olam Hazeh. Or maybe they're going to do mitzvahs, and he wants to pay them back in this world for their mitzvahs. And like this, he won't have to pay them back in the next world, which we already saw. That's why that's the bad. Why do good things happen to bad people? Or he's keeping them alive because maybe he'll have kids that are tzaddikim. Shekach matzinu herech panim la'achaz, that we see, and we had this in Sanhedrin, right? We had this in Sanhedrin, I think, that he was patient with Achaz. Yatzim meno Chizkiah, and Chizkiah came from Achaz. Im Amain, he took it easy on Amain. Yatzim meno Yoshia, and then Yoshia came from him. Im Shimi, right? Shimi ben Gera. Yatzim meno Mordechai, from him came out Mordechai. So just because you see people living long lives, that doesn't mean that they're necessarily okay. It could be one of these three reasons that Hashem's keeping them. One, that maybe they'll do tshuva. One is the opposite. Maybe they'll do mitzvahs, and then he'll pay them back in this world instead of the next world. Or maybe they'll have good kids. So because of that, you could have people that are chayav koros, potentially living longer lives. Okay.